This is the Electactic 4.5 Cu.Ft mini fridge with freezer. I grabbed it because my old dorm-style cube kept turning my ice cream into soft serve and freezing my salad at the same time. I needed something compact for bedroom office setup that could handle actual groceries without sounding like a lawnmower. I've been using this one daily, stocking it after grocery runs, raiding it during late-night edits, and basically treating it like a primary fridge for one person. It slots nicely between those tiny snack fridges and a full kitchen unit. You're getting a true two-door layout with a separate freezer on top, but it still fits in tight spaces. It's not the absolute cheapest compact fridge out there, and it's not a flashy premium under-counter unit either. It's the practical middle ground I'd recommend to students, renters, and anyone who wants a real freezer without giving up half the room. Setup was straightforward. I let it sit upright for a few hours before plugging in, gave it a few inches of breathing room on the sides and back, and leveled the front feet so the doors close with a nice, confident pull. I set the dial to the middle and left it alone. Within a couple hours, the fridge section felt cold and the freezer was already doing its thing. The black finish looks clean and low-key, and the recessed handles are nice because nothing sticks out to catch on clothes or bags when I walk past. Storage is where this size shines. It's tall enough to be practical, so I can keep a gallon of milk, a carton of eggs, leftovers, sauces, and a pile of drinks without playing Tetris every time I open the door. The glass shelves are the surprise favorite here. They don't flex, they wipe clean easily, and small items don't tip over like they do on wire racks. The crisper drawer lives at the bottom and keeps greens happier than leaving them loose on a shelf. Door bins are sturdy and hold tall bottles without wobbling. If I need to stand up a wine bottle or a big juice pitcher, I just pop out one shelf and the space adapts. The freezer is the reason I bought this model, and it's legit. Ice cream stays hard, frozen veggies stay crisp, and my ice tray actually freezes solid fast. I can stash a couple of frozen dinners and some chicken without feeling like I'm playing freeze-dried Jenga. It won't eat a full-size frozen pizza box, so manage expectations there. But for everyday use, it's been great. The key is that it's a separate compartment, so cold air doesn't spill down and wreck the fridge section whenever I open the door. Temperature control is simple and works. I keep the dial around the middle for normal weeks. The back of the fridge and top shelf run colder. The door runs a little warmer, which is normal for static cooling units. I keep milk and meat on the main shelves and condiments in the door. If I crank it to the coldest setting, I can definitely get stuff freezing at the back, so unless you're stocking it full of warm groceries all at once, the middle of the range is the sweet spot. Noise-wise, it's bedroom-friendly. I hear a soft hum when the compressor kicks on and an occasional click from the relay. It's more of a neutral background sound than a distraction, and I sleep fine with it a few feet away. Any rattling I had early on was solved by re-leveling the feet and not letting glass bottles clink together on the shelf. The sides get warm when it's running, which is normal since that's how it dumps heat, and it settles down as long as you give it space to breathe. Energy use has been kind to my bill. I don't have a dedicated meter on it, but after weeks of daily use, I didn't see any scary jump. It cools quickly, holds temperature well, and doesn't short cycle. The LED light inside is basic, but surprisingly helpful when I'm grabbing a drink at night without turning on the room light. There is one chore you should plan for: manual defrost. After a couple months, I saw frost building up in the freezer. I picked a lazy Sunday, unplugged it, set a towel underneath, put a bowl of hot water inside the freezer, and let it melt. I used a plastic scraper for the thicker bits, wiped it down, and plugged it back in. The whole thing took less than an hour of casual attention. It's not difficult, just something to remember. Keeping the door gaskets clean and making sure nothing blocks the door from closing helps slow frost buildup a lot. Compared to my old one-door mini fridge, this is a whole different experience. That older unit had a flimsy little chiller flap that turned everything around it into ice and still couldn't keep ice cream solid. The wire shelves were annoying to clean, the noise was harsher, and cold air spilled out every time I opened the door. With the Electactic, food stays organized, temperatures feel consistent for what I need, and the separate freezer makes daily life easier. It feels more like a downsized real refrigerator than a dorm box. I also looked at pricier compact models with digital displays and auto defrost. Those are nice if you never want to think about frost, but you'll pay a lot more, and some of them skip a true freezer entirely and market themselves as beverage coolers. If you actually want frozen food on hand, a two-door mini like this hits the right balance. You do a manual defrost a few times a year, and you save a chunk of money up front. A few quirks I've noticed. The freezer is useful but not huge, so don't expect bulk storage. The sides will feel warm when it's working hard, and because it's a compact fridge getting shipped around, inspect for cosmetic dings right away. Functionally, though, it's been steady and predictable, which is exactly what I want from an appliance I rely on every single day. Value-wise, I'm happy I went with this. The storage feels generous for its footprint. The freezer actually works, and the noise level stays out of my way when I'm working or sleeping. If you're in a dorm, small apartment, office, or you just need a dependable secondary fridge that behaves like a primary, this checks the right boxes without trying to be fancy for no reason. If you've got questions about how I set the shelves, what I store where, or how it handled a heavier grocery week, drop them below and I'll share more specifics from my setup. Please check the comments section for detailed information about the Electactic 4.5 Cu.Ft mini fridge with freezer.